What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Gervonta Tank Davidson team, they clowning Shakur Stevenson because Shakur Stevenson is going to fight Harutyunyan in his next fight, which is July 6th. His last fight with legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum and ESPN in his hometown in Newark, New Jersey, right? And essentially what they're saying is there's a rivalry, a massive rivalry brewing now between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis. It was always there, but it was being overshadowed by the rivalry between Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis. But since Devin Haney lost, and he had a bad loss to Ryan Garcia April 20th, a bad loss all the way around. He took punishment in the fight. He got dropped 3 times. And then Ryan Garcia was not professional, missed weight on the scale. Devin Haney still the champion, although he lost. Ryan Garcia tested positive for a banned substance, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times for a banned substance. Ryan Garcia got suspended for a year, had to pay a $1.1 million fine. Devin Haney has been made the villain in the situation because he should have just took the loss laying down, even though Ryan Garcia cheated, right? So there's a lot surrounding the Devin Haney-Ryan Garcia situation. Now, it'll resurface the rivalry between Tank and Devin Haney once Devin Haney rematches and beats Ryan Garcia. Then the Devin Haney-Tank Davis fight, the rivalry and the momentum will resurface. But until then, it'll be doormat, right? Because it's all about Devin and Ryan. They are linked to each other right now, and they're going to forever be linked to each other, just like Sugar Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, the No Mas situation. Forever linked to each other. Although the bigger fights Sugar Ray Leonard had was Hearns and Hagler, the Duran fights, the No Mas fights, and the first fight, he's forever linked with that, right? So right now, the next best option, as far as the biggest threat to Gervonta Tank Davidson, is Shakur Stevenson. He's an Olympic silver medalist. He should have been an Olympic gold medalist. He lost to Robeisy Ramirez, but I thought he won the fight. Robeisy Ramirez turned professional and lost his first fight. I thought that Shakur Stevenson won that and should have been an Olympic gold medalist. But he's a 3-division champion. He's an undefeated fighter. He's unified super featherweight, and he's the reigning WBC lightweight champion. He's a southpaw. He's 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He's a pure boxer, and that's the kryptonite to the style of Gervonta Tank Davis if there ever was a style to beat him. So, and they have history. So with that said, and they're both from the East Coast, Newark, New Jersey, Baltimore, hour and a half, 2 hours apart from one another, depending upon maybe 3 hours, depending upon, time, traffic, and the driver, right? So it's brewing. So Shakur Stevenson was in negotiations to fight Gervonta Tank Davis' last opponent, which is Frank the Ghost Martin, right? They was in negotiations. They agreed to face off against each other November 16th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And then Frank Martin reportedly saw the numbers, wasn't happy that he wasn't getting the split that he felt he deserved based off of the numbers that was made available to him, and he pulled out. Shakur Stevenson wasn't happy. Shakur Stevenson then ended up facing off against another Olympian, Cuban star boxer, and Edwin De Los Santos, who was a southpaw explosive, right? And it turned out to be a tougher fight for Shakur than most people expected, myself included. I thought Shakur Stevenson was going to put on a masterclass performance. And Edwin De Los Santos had upset the world and made a name for himself when he knocked out Jose El Rayo, Venezuela, in dramatic fashion, right? So with that said, Shakur Stevenson had a tough fight. But now, he couldn't get the Frank Martin fight, right? I see Pitbull Cruz, who Tank Davis beat, wouldn't agree to fight him. They said they didn't like the style matchup. He moves around too much. He couldn't get, any of these fighters still agree to fight him. Frank Martin pulled out. Isaac Cruz said Jose Valenzuela got the Isaac Cruz fight. So he's just not in the position. Lomachenko, who is going to be Gervonta Tank Davis' next opponent, okay? Lomachenko said no. So he's just having a hard time securing an opponent. Now it looks like Gervonta Tank Davis, who's a bigger draw, who is going to make his opponent more money than they ever seen in their career. So obviously it's easier, and he has a belt, and Tank Davis is acknowledging having a belt. That's another thing. At one point in time, Tank Davis said belts don't matter. So he wasn't even acknowledging having the belts. Now he's acknowledging having a belt and looking to be undisputed. So Lomachenko has been calling out Tank Davis. He's Olympic 2-time gold medalist, 3-division world champion, former unified lightweight world champion, and he's the reigning IBF lightweight champion. And that's a big fight, right? And Lomachenko is older in age. He's 36 years of age. So time is not on his side. The time to make that fight is right now. Shakur is 26. So there's time to make that fight. Tank is 30. He wants to have these marquee fights. So Lomachenko turned down Shakur Stevenson fight to fight for the vacant belt. Well, he could have fought for the vacant belt and unified the belts against Shakur. He decided to just go ahead and fight George Kambosos. So he turned down the fight. So Shakur is fighting Harutyunyan, right? And Tank Davis' team is clowning him, saying if Tank Davis was to fight Harutyunyan, who arguably beat Frank Martin, but Frank Martin closed the show in the end with those 2 knockdowns. Harutyunyan is Olympian. He's 12 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 7 wins by way of knockout. 33 years of age, 5'8" with a 69-inch armage. He fought Frank Martin. He was winning the fight in the eyes of many against Frank Martin. And then Frank Martin got those 2 knockdowns, and that was it. It sealed the deal, and Frank Martin got the dub. So, again, this just lets me know that Tank Davis and his team, they identified a threat in Shakur Stevenson. That's why they're doing this. Coach Calvin, he stated that after facing Frank Martin, he thinks that Tank Davis knocked out Frank Martin in his last fight in the 8th round, and he feels like Frank Martin would have been a major challenge for Shakur Stevenson after he faced him now, right? Don't know how the fight would have turned out. Shakur Stevenson is avoided because of his style, period. His defense is impeccable. He has great timing. He has great understanding of distance. He's just not a big puncher. He's a southpaw, but he's a natural orthodox, a natural right-hander. So his lead hand is his power hand. He has great accuracy, great timing, and control of distance. In the last fight with Edwin Dos Santos, he just used the ring too much, but he had an injured left hand. So they understand what he represents for Gervonta Tank Davis. Period. So this is all he could get. So Tank Davis is co-signed by Floyd Mayweather. These are things that goes unnoticed. Floyd Mayweather co-signed Gervonta Tank Davis, right? And then Gervonta Tank Davis fulfilled his end of the bargain by getting these knockouts. So you got to take that into consideration. Gervonta Tank Davis is a bigger superstar than Shakur Stevenson. So Gervonta Tank Davis can offer anybody a fight and they're going to accept it. Like Lomachenko is now going to accept it, but he won't accept Shakur. Frank Martin is accepting it. He wouldn't accept the Shakur fight. Isaac Cruz accepted it. He wouldn't accept the Shakur fight. Lomachenko, you understand the list just goes on and on and on, right? Ryan Garcia accepted a rehydration clause and a catchweight to fight Tank Davis, but not willing to fight Shakur Stevenson. So you have to take these things into consideration, right? So with that said, if you put Gervonta Tank Davis against our team Harutyunyan, it's not the same thing for Shakur Stevenson, because Shakur Stevenson is somewhat in the same boat. And not even somewhat, he's in the same boat as Jerome Boots Ennis. Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, they can offer certain fighters the fight and they'll take it because of their status and the money that they'll make. High risk, high reward. Fighting Shakur Stevenson with his status right now, because he didn't have the backing and the promotion like he should have had, then fighting Shakur Stevenson is a high risk, low reward, and fighters are just simply not going to do it. So it's misleading to say, imagine if Tank Davis was to fight our team Harutyunyan. It's misleading. It's just simply not the same thing. Period. Tank Davis has the pick of the litter. Shakur Stevenson has to take what he can get. There's two different things. Period. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notification. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.